guys to everyone. It's Ada from Poison Rock, and I'm really pleased to have with us a woman finally, Jessie from ANKOR. How are you, first of all?
Hi, I'm great. Very happy to be here chatting with you, and ready to have a good chat.
Yes, of course. Of course. While I was reading the bio of the band ANKOR, it's turned out to be like you formed like almost 21 years ago.
Oh
That's
yeah.
old. And at the beginning as well, you were like releasing the first demo in Spanish. So
Mm-hmm.
let's give a little bit of background to the people at the beginning and as well the first demo in Spanish.
Yep. Um, Actually, yes, the band started in 2003, which is crazy to think about. I joined the band later. I didn't start in 2003. I was too little. I joined the band in 2014.
Okay.
Um, but yes, of course, I know the history of the band and how
Yeah,
they
of
started.
course, of
They
course.
they started in Spanish, yes, and the first demo was in Spanish, and then they did an album actually. Like ANKOR released an album in Spanish. There is an album,
The first
and then for the second album, that's when they decided to change the language. I imagine probably because if you see like where the projection is, where you
yeah,
want to aim your target audience, you have to open up a little bit. And they
yeah,
found out obviously that this style of music um, is more listened to, obviously in the rest of Europe
yeah,
more than in
yeah, yeah,
in our own country, right?
yeah.
So they decided to change to English, and then I think that was 2008, and from that moment, like
Yeah.
it's always
So,
been in
I think
English.
that you joined 2014. You joined when they were releasing the EP Get on the Winner Horse.
Exactly.
So you joined, so you were in that EP. So that was
Yes.
your start journey with them.
Yeah.
How was your,
Exactly.
of course you joined them. How did you get in touch with the ANKOR, and how was your first time on the rehearsal studio? Because it's supposed to be cool. Because that's the start
Yeah.
of the journey that brought you here.
It actually was really fun because I met the guys because they were doing a show in Barcelona in 2014, and I had another band at the moment. I had a metalcore band in Barcelona, and they actually sent me a message saying, "Hey, we're playing in Barcelona. Do you guys want to open up for us at the show?" And we said, "Oh yeah, of course." So we played with them, like we opened the show for them in April 2014. And around the same time, their singer told them that she was leaving. And obviously, we'd become friends at that show, and they liked me a little bit, I imagine, for them to ask me to join.
Yeah, come on. I don't think a little too much. Of course.
Maybe a little bit. And
Love.
yeah, so they asked me to join the band, and like I didn't even need to think about it. I said yes. I was very happy. I actually had both bands for a year,
Very little.
but then I know a lot of people have like a
Some
few
project, yeah,
bands,
that project. Yeah.
and people manage to have several projects. For me it was very difficult because I like to focus on one thing and
Yeah.
then give my 100% to that thing. So I managed to be in both bands for a year, but then I just decided to stay with ANKOR. And since then, like
It became
I,
your own, like say, your own main project. Because as well,
yeah,
one thing is that I really love that you have a lot of amazing, beautiful music video. There's an endless music video. I was looking at, and that's really I think important because sometimes we underestimate the power of a good music video clip because
yeah,
it's entertaining. It can make you love the song even more. And
totally.
yeah, and I love you perform because of course you're like the main character in the video clip. So
Mm-hmm.
I think for you as well, it's gonna be a little bit of being, I don't know if I don't want to say burden, but like you have to be there and all the eyes are focused on you. So reveal your secret. How does it feel? How do you manage to be the main character on a video clip?
Actually, I enjoy it a lot. A
Yeah.
lot. I love it. Yeah. I used to be very shy
Mhm.
a few years ago when I started in ANKOR, for example. I remember the first video we did, and being the first video as well. we did it in the house of a friend, and there were like 60 people because it was supposed to be like a pool party.
Oh my
And
God.
that was the first video I did with them. And I was like, my God, what am I doing?
But that proves your effort, putting the effort in the band, because they're surrounded by all these people with all the
Yeah,
attention on you and the cameras and everything. Even one camera, it's enough already, because they have
yeah.
a panel and things to. It's like, oh, everyone is looking at me, kinda, sort of.
Yeah. At the beginning, yeah, I was like that. I was, oh my God. But then with time, I've started to like it more and more. I have to say as well that the videos, all our videos are recorded by our guitar player,
Okay.
who is actually my partner.
Okay.
So
So
like
you're really more, you are comfortable with him. Yeah.
so it's very comfortable
Yeah.
to work with him, obviously. And then with time, I've started to like it like every time even more. The thing is, I like acting a lot.
Oh, but
I did
sure, because it's like
I did
different character. And almost
it's
sometimes it's like it's the same singer, it's the same woman. Really, because you're really good to impersonificate different, let's say,
thank you.
character,
Thank you.
and
Thank you
that's
very much.
like so. There's
Thank you.
yeah,
I enjoy it. I do enjoy it. I did dubbing, like I studied dubbing, like voiceover for films in Spanish
yeah.
a few years ago. So I like acting a lot. I'm very into acting. So it's my chance to do it as well. Obviously, I'm not an actress. I am not an actress.
Never say never.
Never say never, exactly. But for now, but I do enjoy it. It's fun. It's
That's
fun.
Yeah, but of course, like since you were speaking, I'm always about you, Jessie. You're like you were speaking about this passion about acting, but as well your voice is kind of really like versatile. Did you ever? I mean, how did your voice? Because I often know, do you have this powerful voice? I mean, did you do? I don't know. You went to school, music school. You study
Mm-hmm.
or just like because it's a I think it's in nowadays scene we have different women having this amazing versatile voice, but
Mm-hmm.
it's a kind of different in anyone. They have different range, and
Yeah.
like the first time I saw it was like, oh my, she's having this voice, and then she have that voice as well. You because I think as well as this game of playing with a character and your voice as
Mhm.
well. So you could be a really good actress. That's my opinion. But
Thank you.
I was asking you about if you ever took, for example, vocal coaching lessons.
Yes.
Yeah.
Uh, yes. Throughout the years, I've done a few. Like I started without lessons. I imagine like most of us probably like you start just singing and you have
The
your first
shower.
band, and then obviously you start becoming more interested in what you're doing. And the thing is, I had done singing lessons years ago, but I had never done like screaming lessons. So when I started doing screaming, I did it watching YouTube videos, which is an advice I would never give as a way to start. So I started doing screaming just by watching
Yeah.
videos on YouTube. Actually, I started because I heard the song I'm So Sick by Flyleaf. And I thought, oh my God, I want to do that. So I started learning. The thing is, I wasn't doing it properly. And I screamed for many, many years.
The wrong, like not in the correct support.
Not in the exactly.
So kind of
They,
bringing kind of damage to your own vocal cord.
yeah, I was literally screaming, literally screaming.
Okay.
So I did damage. It fucked up my voice in the end. And in 2019, when we were touring, we actually did a tour around Europe and in Asia, and I was losing my voice after every show, which was a nightmare basically, because obviously when you're on tour and you lose your voice and you think, shit, I'm playing tomorrow. How am I going to sing tomorrow?
It was supposed to be this is something that is supposed to normally to happen, like losing your voice every evening.
No, exactly. It was basically horrible. And obviously from losing my voice, you get anxiety. You're thinking, oh my God, how's it going to go tomorrow? So it was a nightmare. And in that moment, I decided, okay, stop.
Okay.
And that's when I started doing lessons, which was the perfect move, in my opinion. And I did different lessons with different teachers to find my way of screaming, because obviously there are different ways of screaming. And I found fry screaming is the one that's perfect for me. And since I do fry screaming, my voice is
changed,
always there, which is great. So I'm very, very happy now. And if anyone's watching here and isn't doing lessons, I highly recommend taking singing and screaming lessons. So, it's very important.
If you are a young girl or man, it doesn't matter, teenager, and you want to start to sing, listen to Jessie. Go to do, especially growling or screaming. Because that's something that you can really damage you for ever, your vocal cord, to do that like for 20 years and don't pay attention. But that was, I think, a good timing that you noticed that, said, okay, now I have to go because when we listen to the lastest release, like stereo, there, I mean, I cannot, like everyone can notice that's not, you don't hear any, even the live, you don't hear any like breakage in your voice because you got it in time. You got it in time, and you, thankfully, I mean, so we were speaking about this last, let's say, this chapter 4 stereo, but because before we had Dark Beat, Prisoner, and Oblivion. So, I mean, of course, the last album was released in 2019, White Dragon. And then you basically jumped to releasing this chapter. I mean, of course, it's normal to ask. I mean, even a child would ask, how so? I mean, how this choice of releasing a chapter, a song, instead of a full length?
I think, to start with, I think times are changing nowadays a lot. I think, because of socials, obviously, because of Reels, because of TikTok, the world is moving faster constantly, and everyone wants new content all the time. And you skip to the next song, and everything has to be fast. And I order something, and I want it tomorrow. So we thought, okay, instead of releasing a full album, and here you have it, why not dedicate ourselves to every song and put all our effort into one song and not rush into creating a whole album?
Because
then obviously we can
the video clip with the song.
Yes, and that's another thing we thought that is quite important. We were talking about videos. For us, videos are very important. Like you said as well, they accompany the song, they help you understand the meaning more of the song. And we wanted to do a video for every song that we released. At least for now.
Band that telling me that. I mean, there are so many bands around the world that, of course, they do, like 3 video clips and then all the album, or just maybe 1 lyrics video and then AI video and then a normal. But you really put all the effort to do every video, music video with a song, and maybe even if you release 1 song and the video, it's even better because you have this, you can enjoy and feel the fulfillment of the song, because it's it's there. And after that, I mean, I have to wait the chapter 4, the chapter 5, I have to do something new. So and why did you call it like chapter? Because they are kind of representing something bigger?
That, like, because obviously it's all part of a story. And they all follow the same story for now. So we decided, why not, instead of saying just the title of the video, give it a number. So we started, the first one we released, which was Prisoner, was chapter 2. So we started with chapter 2.
That's cool.
We did a bit like Star Wars. We did it a bit different than Star Wars as well. So we started with chapter 2, then we did chapter 3, and then we went to chapter 1. So basically, so we did Prisoner, Oblivion, and then we went to Dark Beat, so that people wouldn't know until Dark Beat the origin of everything that's going on. And we have all the story. So basically the story, these chapters, there's 6. It's 6 chapters in total. We decided to create a story of 6 chapters. They all have a video. We're not saying we'll never create an album again. We probably will. We probably will. for this year, the idea is to finish the chapters, and we're going to do something else with more chapters or episodes. We don't know how we're going to call it yet, but we're going to create
surprise. There is still
we're going to create something different, and then probably after that, I think we'll go back to doing an album, but not a long album, because I think people nowadays, I think the problem a lot of times is people just listen to the songs that have videos, or they listen to 2 or 3 songs.
Yeah, that, for example, you see with the reel on the, I don't know, on Instagram, let's say. They have this preset on Instagram, you see the video, oh, well, that's interesting, and then you go on YouTube.
Yeah, exactly.
Plus that on TikTok and Instagram, they saw all the video there, for example.
Yeah.
Because I think in the future, there will be, I hope not, because I need a YouTube, but there will be all the videos and everything uploaded straight forward to Instagram and TikTok, going that way, because they are putting the time longer. So, for example, on TikTok, you can upload even 30 minutes, something like that. So it's something weird that I'm like, how long is lasting this video? It's supposed to be 1 minute. It's now
exactly.
But that's good as well, because it's a kind of different. It's good for band, for example, because if I'm swiping and, for example, I listen band similar to ANKOR, for example, there is another smaller band. If I'm swiping, the other band I get to know the other band, and it's good advertising. So that's a good thing. Is it the same things with, let's say, YouTube, but you have to click? Instead,
exactly.
With TikTok, you have to see. You have okay.
Just swipe, and that's
it. They're using it to do better right now. So, and basically, the story, of course, we don't want to say the finale of these 2 last chapters. But what about, because of course, like you said, you released the 2nd chapter at the beginning. So now that we all put it the chapter, so the beginning is put in the right place, and so forth. How we can describe this story? I mean, how does it start for people that, of course, they are listening and seeing for the first time ANKOR now?
Basically, I wouldn't know how to recommend in what order to watch the videos, because I think maybe start with chapter 2, maybe do it the same way, so that it follows a little bit our idea, like what we thought about doing. So we didn't want to start with the beginning. We wanted to start with a woman who is obviously not going through a good moment. That's Prisoner, the first one we released. Someone who's scared of going out, someone who's lost, and Prisoner, like in my own mind, right? And that can be basically it's every chapter describes a little bit mental issues. It could be depression, it could be anxiety. In Oblivion, for example, we work a little bit more with depression, and the importance of family and friends and being surrounded. It's not a real story, but we are based on things, on personal experiences and some of the things. And basically, it's how someone experiences a loss, and the phases of grief as well, and the mental struggles that one goes through. We decided to put it in a story like this, but every song has its individual and single meaning as well. But it's all basically mental struggles and emotions, and how to deal with certain feelings.
It's important because we sometimes that not putting like gender, like man or woman, but I think it's not gender, it's everyone in the world. It's common. It's, I think, one of the most common things in the world that each one of us at least one time have one panic attack. One friend, we have one friend suffering of depression. We even went to psychotherapists, the therapist, anything. And it's weird because since they are so spread nowadays, it's still kind of, or I think that it's a kind of taboo sometimes in some stigmatized. And especially if you think about, I don't know if you think it's the same in Spain, in the small communities, like especially in the countryside of the rural area, is even more stigmatized. Catholic country, like Italy, for example. If you go, I went to the therapist, you're crazy.
You're crazy. Yeah, totally. totally. I think it's the same here. I think it's starting to change. I think people are
Yeah,
more conscious every time, obviously in our generation as well.
yeah,
But yeah, it's still of a taboo, I think, and it's
yeah.
still it's very easy, for example, to say if you have to go to work and you can't go because you've broken your leg. It's like very simple to say, hey, I broke my leg,
That
I can't go to work.
here are the
But I
picture.
think it's not the same to say, hey, I have depression, I can't come to
Yeah.
work.
People,
It's different.
yeah,
And
and
people, I think, people are
yeah,
still ashamed
yeah.
of certain mental illnesses, and it shouldn't be, obviously. Like,
It's nothing that can. There are as well. I think it's a group of people that are instead because they want to belong, always to be labeled, that go to look for the mental illness. Like I
yeah,
want to have because so that there is a. So that it's a kind of a paradox because there is people that have it and want to get rid of that,
yeah,
and people that don't want it, that maybe don't have it, and they want to belong to something because
yeah,
maybe don't know what you're experiencing. I don't know. Maybe just are unmotivated and they said, oh, I'm depressed.
yeah,
So that's why always always good to say that when you are experiencing and feeling these things, do not, I mean, do not psychoanalyze yourself. Just go to
hmm,
a doctor or someone in the field. That's the best
yeah,
thing to do.
yeah,
But like you said, like you of course talk in your song. So there you need friends, you need family, and
hmm,
especially it's good to know that if you need people that has to talk, they have to talk about when they feel any type of this thing because
yeah,
sometimes is if you stay prisoners in your mind,
correct.
you'll never escape.
Exactly, exactly. It's difficult. It is very difficult.
Yeah,
Um, and yeah, I think it's very important to shield yourself with
yeah,
friends, with family, with loved ones, with music as well, with anything. Like we like I love watching reaction videos, for example, to our videos. It's something, and all the reactors already know because sometimes they release more songs. They're like, hey, I know ANKOR is watching this, and yes, I am. Here I am. But we love connecting with people through our music. It's I think what makes it special as well. We
yeah,
don't enjoy just making music. We like connecting and seeing how people feel with our music. And I love watching reaction videos of people. For example, with Oblivion, seeing like these guys crying, like literally crying to our song and video and then they say they haven't been through a good moment in their life, or they're experiencing depression, or they know someone who has it, and that, like, knowing that it helps people and that it makes people feel as well, for me means the world. It's
yeah,
beautiful. So yeah,
yes.
it's very important to treat
And it's
uh
yeah, and it's important that because of course, especially for the youngest, always people, the youngest, they look up for bands like you, like
yeah,
Point, like I'm listening ANKOR, like for example, when we were kids, maybe we were listening to Nirvana, that were all
yeah,
mental issues completely.
yeah, totally.
And
I
you,
was an emo girl. I was emo. I used to listen like to all these emo bands, and I used to cry singing, like screaming in my
exactly,
bedroom.
exactly, and saying that I'm not alone. I'm listening
Exactly.
to all these sadness and struggling. Even I don't know, even Avril Lavigne,
Yeah.
seeing the outsider girl, and I'm not the only one. And then there was every type of socks selling in the market, all the color socks.
Yes. Yes, totally.
Yeah,
Totally.
and that's something that I think our generation as well, going out of that
Yeah.
period that was a little bit uncertain because it was a kind of a stuck period. But of course, we were mentioning before the interview about
Yep.
some new news about something happening on the 23rd. I'm gonna give you the
Yep.
screen to you
Thank you.
the announcement.
Yeah, so we're releasing chapter 5, the 23rd of February, finally. And the title is Venom. It's basically the continuation from chapter 4, which was Stereo. Um, and it's getting towards the end of the story. So it's basically like in this chapter, quite a lot happens in the story. I have to say, it's the hardest song of the all the chapters, and it will be like from the 6 chapters. This is the hardest one. Um, I love the song, I have to say, and I can't wait for it to be released. But yeah, it's hard. It's not the typical ANKOR song, I would say.
Okay, so we will hear something different in the sound, for example, as well.
The sound is quite similar,
Okay.
but it is harder.
It's hard. So it's gonna be, we will see a lot of reaction video then, I think.
Let's see. I hope so. I hope so. I told you I love watching reaction videos, so I
Yeah.
hope so.
And as well, like you were saying, that it's gonna be, so there will be basically left just the 6th chapter.
Yep.
So we're getting closer to the end, and of course, let's say that the end of everything is included, like before, for example, summer, and we're planning to end all this chapter before some spring, summer, or something like that.
Yeah. Yes, we're planning actually to finish all the chapters by spring.
Okay.
Because we have a tour in April around all Europe. Well, not all Europe, but a few countries in Europe. Italy, I don't think is one of them. I think it's not. But we're touring with Beyond the Black around Europe, so we want to finish these 6 chapters, and then when we get back, we have summer season, which is festival season.
Yeah, have fun and go all around Europe.
Oh yes, big fun, because we have like loads of festivals this summer. So for then we want to release more singles,
other surprises, and of course, like it's just what you're gonna to play in India. It's true. Is from
yes,
it's super cool. It's beautiful.
I know. We're leaving. What today's? Yeah, we're leaving like in
days.
We're leaving in less than a week to India.
Yeah, that's amazing.
It's crazy.
It's
crazy.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, I can't.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I'm very excited. We're actually going for just one show.
Okay.
Which for me sounds crazy, because we're going all the way to India from Spain to play one show and then come back home. But
freaking beautiful.
Oh yeah, it's freaking amazing. I can't wait. So we're playing Bangalore Open Air, which is a festival in Bangalore in India. And I'm sure it's going to be a great experience.
I mean, I just want to see a lot of pictures and reels and
yes. Oh yeah, you will for sure.
Keep us posted on the social media, because
we will for sure. It's very exciting.
It was really a pleasure. I mean, you are I really like the way of the band is evolving. Really like, especially that I really looked so many times to the last this chapter, because I love the aesthetic of the video.
Thank you.
Congratulations to your boyfriend. Congratulations.
Thank you. I will tell him.
He's really amazing doing his job. I think maybe other band would call him doing this, because it's really good.
He does actually. He works for more bands.
Yeah, because the way of and as well your way of acting. I mean, you are the perfect couple, the perfect combo.
Thank you.
I hope to see you soon live as well, because like I was saying, I want to meet as well Eleni. I didn't got to next time with when there will be the updating, some new chapters, some new ideas going on. Let's bring Eleni as well. And then
of course.
I'm gonna.
Of course.
Of course. I mean, it's like 2 years that I don't speak with her. So
wow, a long time. Yeah, I love Eleni.
I would love to go. Yeah,
I love Eleni. She is the best. Like, I'm so happy to have her.
And all of her interview have like thousands of views. I don't know what she does to people.
She's a treasure. She really is a treasure. Like,
and I think both of you, I kind of see you are really similar in the being humble, and as well I kind of see some similarity between both of you in the how to present to the people. And yeah, next time I'm gonna bring her and have a girl chat.
That's great.
Yeah, it's gonna be super cool. Really, it was a pleasure, Jessie. Thank you for this interview.
I agree. Same thing. And thank you so much.
Have a fun in India. And
thank you. Yes.
And
thank you very much.
Not in India, but in Europe. Spaghetti, pepper, and
oh yeah. Yeah,
and
you know
olive oil.
Do you know what my favorite dish? I have to say this. My favorite Italian dish is very simple, but for me, it's the best pasta in the world. It's cacio e pepe.
Yeah, the Roman way, simple and easy. Yeah.
I love cacio e pepe. I love it.
So don't forget, if you are wasted in the middle of the night, just cacio e pepe, and you will be good.
Yes, totally. I will.
We will just say always to the people, drink with caution. We were
Exactly.
a good example.
And eat pasta later.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Bye.
Thank you so much for having me.